Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for another video. It's that time. I'm going to look at our upset alert picks for Week 12 of the 2025 college football season. It is crazy how the season came. It is almost over. We are down to our final 3 weeks of regular season college football. There's been upsets aplenty in the last couple weeks, and there could potentially be a couple more this weekend. We're going to be looking at our top 5 or 6 games where there could potentially be an upset. I'm not saying they're going to lose. It's just there's a possibility. We want to make sure to keep our eyes on these games. If you're betting on them, by all means, be very careful in whatever you pick. We're going to break these games down, try to predict the outcome, the winner, loser, final score, and we'll take a look at the best bets for the matchups, the money lines, the spreads, the over-unders. First things first, though, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment below. Who do you think is going to win these games? What's your favorite pick, your favorite prediction coming up this weekend? If you want to sign up for one of our member teams, check out that pinned comment below. Let's get started looking at the games.
In ABC at 12 p.m.
Number 9, the Notre Dame Irish, 7-2 on the road. First, welcome to the top 25. Number 22, the Pitt Panthers, 7-2.
Notre Dame Fighting Irish to drop their first 2 games. Since then, they've been steamrolling every single team they played. Competition hasn't been too hot, but they're curb stopping everyone they're come across. The offense is rolling well. Defense has finally got back to 2024 defensive stats. They're shutting things down. Really good secondary, great front 7. They're on the road versus a very underrated team. Number 24, the 7-2 Pitt Panthers. You got to respect this team. They're ranked. This is the college game day matchup. It's going to be a lot of eyes here. Notre Dame, 77.3% chance to win. Pitt at home, 22.7%. The Irish, 10.5-point favorites, 55.5 over under. Vegas sees a higher scoring team. How about CJ Carr? First season as a true starter, 19 touchdowns, 4 picks. The best passing quarterback we've seen from the Irish in quite some time. They have Love. They have Pierce, the best running back 1-2 combo in the nation. Facing Great House, veteran wide receiver core. On the other side, though, do not underestimate the Pitt Panthers. Their offense doing good, 39.7 points a game, throwing for 303, running for 124, giving up 21.8 points a game. But where they're really strong is their front 7. Only giving up 80.9 rush yards per game. Pitt's going to look to shut down the run game. Easier said than done. Force CJ Carr into third and long situations. But it's hard to shut down Love and Pierce. And it's even harder to shut down that passing attack. Notre Dame can beat you multiple ways with a hot defense. Give me the Irish getting the win. Close game, 30-23.
Notre Dame's going to win it, keep the playoff hopes alive. Everything's in front of them. I'll go with that plus 10.5 here, and I'm going to go with the under.
And how about one of our top matchups of the weekend? Some are saying that this should have been the game day game. Doesn't really matter. Everyone's going to make sure to watch this one. ABC, 3:30 p.m.
Number 11, the Oklahoma Sooners on the road versus number 4, the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Second place in the SEC, Bama, 71.6% chance to win. The Sooners on the road, 28.4%. This is a revenge game. Don't forget what Brent Venables did to Kalen DeBoer's team last season. Pretty sure they actually shut Bama out last season. That was a god-awful game for the Crimson Tide. They want some revenge here. Right now, Bama, 5.5-point favorites, 46.5 over-under. But Oklahoma, they don't have a good offense. John Mateer banged up. The arm, he's playing a little better, but overall got to get some things on track. They need help from the playmakers. Santanka having a good season. Outside of that, they're not a good rushing team. They don't have a great wide receiver core. Oklahoma, 28.9 points a game. Throwing for 237, running for 137, giving up 14.1 points a game. They get after it. If they can get pressure on Ty Simpson, maybe they can force some errant throws, keep this game low scoring where they have a chance, but easier said than done versus Ty Simpson. He's just not getting sacked much. 2,500 yards, 21 touchdowns, only 1 interception on the season. It's crazy. Very talented wide receiver core. Ryan Williams, Bernard. Bama, 32.8 points a game. Throwing for 291, running for 112. I don't trust Bama's rushing attack. It's actually not good at all. Bama's got to concentrate on that, especially down the stretch, especially if they make the playoffs. They're going to have to run the board the third and fourth quarters, and they're only giving up 17.2 points a game. I have to go with Alabama here. They're not going to drop this one back-to-back seasons. Bama wins 28-17.
Alabama covers the spread, and we're just barely going with the under.
Heading to the ACC, 3:30 p.m. ESPN2.
Number 19, the Virginia Cavaliers, 8-2 on the road versus 5-4 Duke Blue Devils, who only have one conference loss. Very interesting.
They lost Morris. Is he going to play this game? Is he not going to play this game? I don't know, but that's a massive loss. They still have Taylor, and they don't have a bad offense, but when Morris went out, they could not get first downs, but they've had so many close games. I was saying for weeks, if you continue to skate by with one possession wins, at some point a loss is going to find you. It found them last week. They're on the road versus 5-4 Duke. Duke should be able to win this game, especially if Morris doesn't play, but Duke is coming off of getting beat by UConn. Not basketball, UConn football. Manny Diaz, he's a defensive guy. They're not playing good defense, but they can score some points. Duke, 60.7% chance to win. Virginia, 39.3%. The Blue Devils, 6-point favorites, 58 over-under. Obviously, Mensah, he's slinging the ball everywhere for Duke. 2,800 yards, 24 touchdowns, 4 picks. They have Shepard, UVA 33.7 points a game, giving up 21.6. Duke 35.2 points per game, throwing for 313, running for 140, giving up 29.1 points a game. No matter who starts for Virginia, they should be able to move the ball versus Duke's defense, but will they be able to outscore Mensa and the Duke Blue Devils? I don't think so. Give me Duke winning this game 30-23.
Give me Duke winning, covering the spread. I'll go with the under. Interesting game, though, because it's technically an upset.
ESPN at 3:30 p.m. This game honestly scares the living crap out of me. 5-4 NC State. Do not underestimate the Wolfpack here. Don't forget they just beat Georgia Tech a couple weeks ago. They scored 50-something points that game. They're kind of hit or miss. They score 50, they score 10. Which version of the Wolfpack's going to show up here?
Versus number 15, 7-2 Miami Hurricanes, slowly creeping their way back up the top 25, just a couple slots outside of a potential playoff position.
Miami, zero room for error. For them to have any shot to make the playoffs, they have to win out. They have to have some chaos happen in front of them. But college football is always full of chaos down the stretch. Hurricanes, 88.3% chance to win. I don't love that. Whenever the Hurricanes are double-digit favorites here, guys, it feels like you got to be getting set up for the upset. Miami, 14.5-point favorites, 55.5 over-under. Do not underestimate C.J. Bailey. He's having a great season. 2,500 yards, 19 touchdowns, 7 picks. Smothers closing in on 900 on the ground. But Miami has a really good rush defense. The Hurricane, Carson Beck. You got to play a clean game here, man. Don't have any careless turnovers. 2,200 yards passing. Fletcher, Pringle, and Lyle, talented group of wide receiver cores. What's going to be the health status? Do they get C.J. Daniels back? They have Tony. Other guys stepped up big this past weekend, filling in with the injuries. Talented team here, but they have to be aggressive. Mark Cristobal gets very conservative once they have the lead. You got to keep your foot on the gas. NC State, 32.4 points a game. Throwing for 278, running for 161, giving up 30.6 points a game. Just a god-awful defense. There should be opportunities for Carson Beck, as long as he's not careless, to push the ball vertically down the field. Hurricanes, 32.9 points a game. Throwing for 259, running for 152, giving up 15 points a game, only 88 on the ground. Miami has a really good defense. I don't see them giving up a lot of points here. No one scored over 26 points this entire season. Much improved over last season. Heatherman's having a great season calling plays. I think Miami's defense is going to keep NC State in check enough, and their defense is so bad the Hurricanes should get some points. They win at 38-20, keep their playoff hopes alive.
This might be a stretch with the letdowns that Miami always does, but I'm going to go with the Hurricanes winning, somehow covering the spread this game, and we'll go with the over.
On the Big Ten Network at 3:30 p.m.
Iowa Hawkeyes lost last week, but they remain in the top 25. Number 21, the 6-3 Iowa Hawkeyes versus number 17, the 7-2 USC Trojans.
Almost pulling off the upset versus Oregon. That would have been an awesome upset had they done it. Kirk Ferentz's team, yes, their offense is from 1930, but every single season they're going to have a top 10 defense. They're going to play time of possession. They're going to have a very great special teams. They're going to play line of scrimmage, old-fashioned, hard-nosed football, and it keeps them in games because you can bring that defense with you on the road. They're going up against, in my personal opinion, the best offensive mind in college football. Lincoln Riley, number 19, the USC Trojans, 7-2, 75.7% chance to win. Iowa, 24.3. You always have to take these Iowa games serious because they're going to keep the score down, keeps it within reach. Trojans 6.5-point favorites, 49.5 over under. For Iowa, Gronowski. Yes, the guy's not having a good season throwing, but he's running all over the place. Moulton having a good season running. They're averaging 29.6, throwing for 133, but they do run for 176, only giving up 13.7 points a game. Like I said, they always have a really good defense. Trojans 39.6 points a game, throwing for 303, running for 200, giving up 21.8. The defense is still good under D'Anton Lynn, but really, what's their depth? That defensive line has been tested the last couple weeks. Mayab, a great season, 2,600 yards, 17 touchdowns, 6 picks. Deep running back room, but we all know who gets the eyes here. Lemon and Lane, one of the best wide receiver combos in all of college football. Both those guys potential first-round picks. They are lighting things up. You can count on them. Third downs, third and long, no matter what. Either of them could get the ball at any single moment. Give me the Trojans scoring just enough to inch by with the win, 24-20.
USC wins, but I'll go with that plus 6.5. I'm going to go with the under. So many Iowa games are unders.
And how about one of our best games being saved for last 7:30 p.m. on ABC? You better be watching this game.
Top 10 versus top 10 here. Number 10, 7-2 Texas Longhorns. Somehow still in the top 10. They'll be going up against number 5, the Georgia Bulldogs at 8-1.
Texas Longhorns 7-2, fighting to keep their spot in the playoffs, but they got to win out to have any shot here. Kirby Smart, can't beat the Alabama Crimson Tide, but Steve Sarkisian also has a very difficult time beating Georgia. So round and round we go. Texas 40.2% chance to win. All the talent in the world, though. Top 5 overall roster. So does Georgia with a 59.8% chance to win. The Bulldogs 5.5-point favorites. 48.5 over/under. Arch Manning. We've seen him at his best times. We've seen him at his worst this season. Which version of Arch Manning shows up? Right now, 18 touchdowns, 6 picks. He's a dual-threat quarterback. He will extend plays with his legs and get out of pressure. This Georgia defensive front, especially the DNs, you're going to have to keep him bottled up. Keep him in that pocket. Shut down the rushing game. Wisner, Baxter. When Texas can't run the ball, Arch Manning has a very difficult time beating you vertically with his arm. And on the other side, Stockton. Stockton's been clutch this season. Does not make them miss Carson Beck in any way whatsoever. Frazier coming off his best game last week. I don't like Bobo's run schemes, but Frazier did good last week. Give Branch the ball. Give him the ball consistently. Texas, 29.6 points a game. Throwing for 246, running for 135, giving up 16.4 points a game. Really good defense. Only 78 on the ground giving up. Georgia, 33.4 points a game, throwing for 239. Running for 197, giving up 19.8 points a game. Not your typical smart defense, but I think it's enough to win this one at home. Georgia wins 27-23.
Georgia pulls off the win. Steve Sarkisian still can't beat Georgia yet since he's been in the SEC. I'll go with the plus 5.5 here. I'm going to go with the over. Georgia continues the potential, just sitting outside of the SEC championship. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is our upset alert games. Not saying that the favorite teams are going to lose. They just need to be on upset alert. Potential is there to go down this weekend and completely upheave the entire season. We know these games are meaning a whole lot more as we're going down the stretch. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, drop your comments below. If you want to sign up for one of our member teams, check out the pinned comment below. As always, thank you guys for watching.